So hello, everybody. I'm glad to meet in today's show our guest from the United States. It's Mark Katz, a professor of government and politics of George Mason University, Schar School of Policy and Government. That's correct?
Yes, it's great to be here.
Yeah, very glad that you found the time for our channel. So thank you very much.
Thank you for inviting me.
So, sure, I cannot not to start our conversation with your point of view on all of this, like we say, circus. Maybe it's a comedy show by Prigozhin that we saw lately on television and following all this show. So these Prigozhins try to capture in Moscow. What's your version of these actions and the vision of its roots and consequences for Prigozhin and for Putin?
You know, I think that Prigozhin, he's just an amazing character. Obviously, there's no reason to ever romanticize him. He is a thug. He's willing to sacrifice lots of his own people. But I think that, he understood that the Russian military was not conducting the war very effectively. And of course, he believed he was doing so, but at such an enormous cost. And he felt that he was being starved of, weapons and ammunition. And I really believe that this whole event has less to do with, he wasn't trying to topple Putin. I think he really, he just wanted to change the leadership in the Russian Defense Ministry. I think he saw himself as a Putin loyalist. But I think, he came out and he stated, that Ukraine was no threat to Russia, would pose no threat to Russia. And he spoke the truth about this. And this is something that Putin simply cannot tolerate. I think Putin's whole being depends upon, he has just associated himself with the idea that somehow Ukraine is a threat to Russia and that Ukraine belongs to Russia, that all right-thinking Ukrainians are really Russian, and anyone who doesn't is, of course, a fascist. And he cannot change. He cannot, in other words, that if he admits that this was a mistake, then his whole purpose for, his whole basis of legitimacy is gone. And so Prigozhin couldn't stay. On the other hand, Prigozhin has been allowed to escape to Belarus with his men. This is amazing, since Putin punishes even the slightest criticism of the war effort in Russia, very harshly, and to let someone who actually fired on Russian military forces to get away with this, and who publicly criticized the whole rationale for the war. This shows that there's something very wrong. And of course, the fact that the Russian military didn't seem to make much of a move to stop Prigozhin either. In other words, that they didn't come out and join him, but they sure didn't act to stop him very effectively. And I think this shows that there's real vulnerability, that if it wasn't, in other words, if there was a real general, in other words, someone who, unlike Prigozhin, that maybe there is someone who, a unit commander who would gather a following. We've seen other cases of democratic revolutions, not that would necessarily happen in Russia, but that the military can change sides within a matter of days, within a matter of hours. And I think that, Russia is not immune to this possibility, it seems to me.
Actually, it's interesting what will be the effect after the latest interview of Putin, where he recognized that the Wagner company was financed mostly from the budget money. And it's a huge amount of money from budget. So what's the point? It's another lie that was before. And actually, he told the truth to his own people. And it's funny that after this recognition and after the fail of Prigozhin capturing Moscow, the support of Putin rised up highly, almost to 90% among the audience. What's the effect? I mean, why? Can you explain this terrible situation?
I just think for Putin, this whole episode is especially shocking because Prigozhin was one of his guys. In other words, this was one of his loyal lieutenants, and for this to happen. And I guess the thing is that I think at bottom, Putin must understand that he himself is responsible for this. In other words, Prigozhin would never have gotten as much influence without Putin's support. And Putin liked the idea of playing Prigozhin off against Shoigu and Gerasimov. This is just what Putin does. In other words, he needs a strong, a security force to suppress the population. But how does he keep the security forces in line? He has to play them off against each other. So it's really his all of this is his own doing. And I think that, he must understand this to some extent. And the Russian, government, was paying Prigozhin. And again, I think, Prigozhin, he had always said that he was not trying to overthrow Putin, that he was just trying to get rid of, Putin's bad lieutenants. And, it was the greedy generals that launched the war against Ukraine, not Putin. In other words, it's the whole point of, the good czar, but the bad boyars somehow beneath him. That's the whole narrative that he was playing on. And he was giving Putin an out. In other words, he was giving Putin a chance to, let's save this situation. Yeah, let's blame it on somebody else and cut our losses. But of course, Putin can't do that.